Here we go.
Get this. Oh,
There. Ah, there. There we go. Oh, my necky. Hi, hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Rampage or Ramfru. I, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and Paulie Dangerously here. And today on Rampage or Ramfru, we now know where Ashley Williams is at. Mike Lane said it seems that he was buried. It seems that Cody Rhodes was put on top of him. And then everyone forgot that that's where he was put at. Mike Lane says, well, if that is true, shit, get up. And if that was true, you know, where he was put at, Tony Schiavone says, well then where did Aiden English get put at? Is he buried underneath any one of those book stands? Because those are two wooden book stands that we got from Ollie's a long time ago, right towards the end of 2008 between FYL, I guess. Tony Schiavone said, I don't know where Aiden English got himself off to. He's most likely buried somewhere, Mike and Tony, underneath some other dolls, you know. And your guess is good as mine, Paulie Dangerously says, where he's at. But then again, if we can't seek him, then you know someone's going to be filling in for him again. Alright, Ashley Williams says, first off, I just want to say I'm sorry for not being on Friday Night SmackDown yesterday because someone put Cody Rhodes on top of me and then forgot that I was there. So I want to say thanks to He-Man for filling in for me. Anyway, the first thing I want to say is that I'm here, I'm not lost anymore, and I'll be back, you know, with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett next week on Friday Night SmackDown. That's an oath, you know. But then again, being buried, dolls being put on top of dolls, it has always been a bind, you know, for the toy wrestling gathering going on for its 31, soon to be 32, 31 years. So, anyway, I just want to say that I'm sorry that happened. All right, it happened against my, you know, it happened against. I had no running lead over it, and I'm sorry that happened. So, that's all I want to say. Hold on. Oh, Ashley Williams, you want to talk about being the only doll that someone missteaded? I lost my luck. You know, I lost my luck to go for the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings, you know, on NXT, because someone forgot they put the Stitch doll on top of me and then forgot to look for it. You know. So I don't think you're the only one in that bind. But you see, unlike you or me, yeah, and thank God I'm not like you, I would not be falling into the same kind of bind that you fell into. Because I can keep my word, I don't think you are. So, let me understand this, Owendar. Somehow you think you're greater than me. Because somehow you were in the same bind that I was in. And fuck, come on, shut. And somehow in your mind that thinks you're greater than me. because you were in the same bind that I was in? I mean, yeah, like, how does that work? But if you want to have a match with me here today on Rampage or Ramthrough, by all means, let's do it then. Because I'm going to show you that I can beat you up. And that you think you're greater than me because you were in the same bind I was in. I don't understand how that makes you greater than me. So why don't we have the Fight Lord, come out. And then we can have that match. Yeah, that's what I would like to do. I'd like to go and beat, the so-called, I'd like to go beat you so-called follower to 4-1 Bonds of Good. You may have been good at beating fiends or deadites or whatever they call those fiends, but you're not going to beat me. Oh! Ding ding ding. I mean, what kind of cheap shot that was. Owen Dar, who got himself buried on top of the Stitch toy from the McDonald's through their Happy Meal, and somehow he believes he's greater than Ashley Williams because Ashley Williams got buried. Had Cody Rhodes buried. He was buried on top of Cody Rhodes. No, Cody was buried on him, and somehow Mike Lane says he seems to think that makes him greater. Well, I don't know, Tony Schiavone says, how that could make anyone greater for being in the same bind that someone else was in. What, how they dealt with it? Well, let's just say he wasn't happy. When he heard that he lost his seat, to fight for the TWF Light Heavyweight winnings, and it went to Shark Boy, who beat, Miko Sanatini, he wasn't happy about it. Oh, no, Tony Schiavone says. And he wasn't happy about it. Paulie dangerously says he missed out because someone forgot where he was at. You see, they'll go put a doll somewhere, they'll put another doll on top of them, and then they'll forget where they put them at. And then they won't take the time to even look for them before the show happens. And then when it's time, they'll go rush and look for them. That's true. But I want to think Ashley Williams may have been more irked than Owen Dar. Well, how would you know if he was angered or irked by that? I'll tell you one thing right now. I think that Owen Dar is greater than Ashley Williams because at least he didn't get irked. He didn't get angry, Paulie dangerously says. Well, how would you know, Mike Lane said, if he didn't get irked and did get angry? Did you talk to him? Mike Lane said, Ashley Williams dropped being Owen Dar. Did you talk to him? Mike Lane says, or are you just bullshitting and making up lies? Well, we know Tony Schiavone said that Paulie dangerously has been known to be a liar. And a lot of folks don't trust him because they believe a lot of things that comes out of his mouth are lies. But I don't think a man can lie about every single thing. But yeah, did you talk to him? Tony Schiavone says. Well, I talked to him. That's all I knew, Paulie dangerously says. I mean, in WCW, I used to work with, Gordon Solie and Lance Russell and Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. And then in WWF, I used to work with, Jim Ross again and Michael Cole. So, yeah. In ECW, I got to work with, Greg D. I get to work with, with Joey Styles. So, yeah, I did talk with them. Well, but I'm a heel, so you can't trust anything that comes out of my mouth. Paulie dangerously said, I've been a heel my whole time, in wrestling, either it be in MW, the AWA, MACW, WCW, ECW, WWF, WWE, and WE again. So you can't trust me. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. here is your winner, Ashley Williams. Ashley J. Williams beat Owen Dar here today on Rampage and Ramfru. And at the end of the day, we at least know where Ashley Williams is at. We still do not know where Aiden English went to. Mike Lane says, well, Tony Schiavone said hopefully we seek him sometime before next week, or somebody's going to be filling in for him again, Tony Schiavone says. I would think so, Paulie Dansley says. I mean, I hope they know where they put him at. Because they had to have put him somewhere in the room, forgot about him. But anyway, Ashley Williams beating Olin Dar, that's just sad. You know, because Olin Dar was in the same bind that Ashley Williams was in. And he was only angry at him that he handled it more good, Paulie Dansley says. But once again, Paul, how do you know how Owen Dar handled being missing or missteaded, you know, for almost a week? Mike Lane said, yeah, how do you know, Paul, how Ashley or Owen handled being, you know, missteaded for a week? You're just making things up. Tony Schiavone said, me making things up? Paulie Dangerously says, I can tell you one thing I'm not making up. Ashley Williams beat Owen Dar, and Owen Dar won't be happy with that. Alright, we're going to send everything away now to Michael Cole. Thank you, Tony Schiavone. Thank you, Mike Lane and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Ashley Williams here today on Rampage or Ramfru. Alright, Ashley Williams, it's good to see you again. It seemed you were missteaded, so you weren't there on last Friday night SmackDown. No, I was missteaded, but I will be back on this next Friday night SmackDown. And I'll tell you right now, Michael Cole, you know, burying, you know, getting dolls and putting them somewhere and then forgetting where you put them seems to be a bind that the TWF has always been in for at least 30 years, going on 31 years, I would say. At the end of the day, I'm here. And you got some shithead by the name of Olin Dar who wants to think that he's greater than me because he was in the same bind I was in. He was in the same hardship I was in. Well, good for you if you were in the same bind I was in. No, someone forgot to look underneath Cody Rhodes. Alright? Just like the same one forgot to look underneath Stitch. But that doesn't make you greater than me. And so I beat you. Alright? Deal with it. Well, Ashley, do you think that Owen is going to start something with you? What? Over being buried underneath Stitch for almost a week? For me being buried underneath Cody Rhodes for a week? And it didn't come out the way you think, alright? The dolls are put on top of each other. So, no. I don't think there's going to be any bond between us. Or if he starts one, I'm going to end it. Well, that's my talk with Ashley Williams or Ashley J. Williams. Back to you, Mike Lane and Tony Schiavone. Thank you, Michael Cole, for talking with Ashley Williams here today on Rampage or Ramfru. And that's all the time we got here for Rampage or Ramfru. Not done with you, Ashley Williams. This is one fight, one bind that you're not going to walk away from. And unlike in the Evil Dead films and the film games and the funny books and the Farseer show, you're not going to get the upper hand. You or your handsaw or even with your gun. Well, it looks like it is all the time we got here for Rampage or Ramfru. I, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and Paulie Dangerously, we hope you like Rampage or Ramfru, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.